Hello out there, welcome to Bitbender Studio, and today we're going to be doing a review, kind of like a versus between this Ableton Push 2 and the Akai Professional MPC Live 2. So it's going to be like a 2 versus 2. We'll be right back. Okay, so wait, you really want to get a versus between the Ableton Push 2 and the Akai MPC Live 2. I don't think that's going to be a fair versus. So this is my issue with some couple of YouTubers we have out there right now. Recently, all they've been doing is trying to just pick any instrument and pick another instrument randomly and do a versus. Especially maybe if those devices come out like about the same time and they are from different companies, and then you just jump on the versus and you start analyzing, and then you say, oh, this is my pick because it's got more memory, it's got this, it's got that. No, I think we need to start addressing the fact that different users, that these things are actually, they are made for different use cases. And if you have forgotten, Ableton, the first Ableton, that happens to be the very, the Ableton Push, right, was made by Akai. As a matter of fact, you see their logo on it. And I think that relationship started because of the very first one they did, the Akai APC 40. They did the APC 40, it was awesome, it worked perfectly well with Ableton and all that, and then they decided to, you will give us something that will even be much more, interesting and people able to use better. And then that was how the Ableton Push was birthed. And then I went further, you know what? I think maybe like after 3 years or what, Ableton decided to come up with the Ableton Push 2. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Ableton came up with the Ableton Push 2, and people were surprised when they did not see the Akai logo on it. It was like strictly and only Ableton logo on it. So this happens to probably be the first official Ableton attempt at trying out their own branded piece of device. And they actually got it right. Let's be honest, they got it right. So let's take it this way. There is no way you're going to have Anthony Joshua fighting Floyd Mayweather. They are both boxers, but they are in different weight categories. And that is how the game is supposed to be played fairly. Play the game fairly. Review devices in the same categories, like usage categories. Not because, they are all under musical instruments, or they are all under MIDI controllers, or they are all under beat drums, then it's okay to review them that way. No, you're gonna end up getting people confused. Somebody asking people like, okay, right about now, oh, you dear producer, what kind of producer are you? Let's even start from that. And when I get to the kind of producer you are, I'll be able to advise you on the kind of device you need to go for. So I don't see myself preaching Ableton Push 2 to someone who happens to be like a lover of maybe like Fruity Loops, or to someone who happens to be a lover of maybe the Cubase. There'll be a lot of configuration that needs to be done before this can actually work properly with those devices, with those DAWs. So you need to be able to come clean to the users and let them know, okay, this device works, it's a generic kind of device, it works on all DAW, or this one works better on this DAW than that DAW. This is Ableton Push 2 is specifically made for Ableton Live. So why would you think it is okay to compare something like this, which is a controller, to an Akai MPC Live 2, which is a standalone device? Like it's a two different worlds you're trying to fight. Like two different categories completely. And it just pisses me off when I see people just go there, because this one's got memory, this one's got this one. No. You need to learn how to just try and let people know, let people be able to watch your video and decide, based on what I do, based on my work pattern, based on my life pattern, this is the one I want to go for. A good example, you can be preaching Push 2 to someone who likes to just go outdoor and make music. That is where MPC Live comes in. It is standalone. And the funny thing is, you can't even compare this MPC Live to the machine. That's a Machine MK3. Machine MK3, they claim that yes, it could work and all that. It's basically just it's not still standalone. Now we're hearing rumors that Machine Plus is coming out, right? Which is kind of like very expensive. Now, Machine Plus is meant to be standalone. So when it's out, we will review what Machine Plus can do versus what the MPC Live 2 can do. But in the meantime, for now, when we're talking about standalone, which is fully 100% standalone, I think MPC Live still has it. It's got a battery, it's got speakers. This is 2, right? And then you can take it outside and work just without a laptop and anything. Compared to every other one that claims to be standalone, but you still have to plug them to power. So yeah, they are standalone, they work alone away from maybe like the laptop, but then they still depend. They are still dependent 100% on your power supply. You have to use it where you have to be conscious of where you want to use it. If there is no power supply, you can't use it. But with this guy, if there's no power supply, you take it outside and you're able to use it. I'll be honest with you. This is like my first experience with the MPC, that Akai family anyway. I've always been, I think I've gotten it for like a couple of months now, and I've been, pretty much good at it. It's awesome for Ableton. It's very, very awesome for Ableton. But this guy is just awesome on its own. If you are a sampler, producer, you just love, you are the type that can listen, can pick songs from maybe like a venue, or you can pick songs from maybe like, and just record voices and tweak them and then make them something awesome, then this is good for you. There is no versus you will do on MPC Live 2 and the Ableton Push 2 that is ever gonna be, fair. Nah, it's not gonna be fair, because what this guy does is completely different from what this guy does. This is the standalone, this is the controller. So why would you even start with that? Then someone will now come and be like, oh yeah, awesome, I love this because it's standalone, I can take it anywhere and then get it, and then get some, okay, but my door, now how do I walk around that? I still use Ableton and then I barely even go out. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah. So that's what's up. You need to be able to tell people, you know what, if this is your lifestyle, this is the kind of device you need. If that is your lifestyle, that's the kind of device you need. If you are the Ableton Live user, seriously, don't even waste your time, don't stress. If you have the money, go for the Ableton Push 2. Then if you know, okay, fine, you still love the MPC software, or yeah, you still use the Ableton, but you want to be able to have the flexibility of being able to just plug in your device with the regular, yeah, fine, I'll carry your device outside and still go to work. You want to go to the maybe like a park, or you travel a lot, and you want to just carry an equipment and shove it in your bag and then go with it. Yes, fine. The Akai MPC Live 2 works, but then the MPC Live 2, that name though, it is for Ableton Live, and this is Push 2. There's just a lot of entanglements going on there. So, but basically, not all devices are supposed to be placed beside each other when you are doing a versus and all that. Learn to compare devices that are mostly in the same categories, so that people can actually get a lot more, knowledge and understand the reason why they need this. Someone will come to me and say, oh, this one doesn't have a memory, this one has a memory, this one doesn't have a memory, this one has 64 pads, this one only has 16 pads, and then you want me to select from either of the two. That way, is that how it works now? You just review based on the technical jargons, and then you come at me and say, oh, this is the winner. No, review based on usage. As for me, if you are an Ableton Live user, go for Push. If you really want to use a controller, don't go for another one, just save your money, go for Push. Then if you know that you are, maybe like you love to use, just basically work standalone, like you want to work outside, you want to go meet someone, and just, you can work anywhere, you can work on the plane, although it's kind of like a bit huge. Yeah, it might be bigger than your average laptop, as in terms of, might be, but then it's still portable. You can still use it on the plane. So you can imagine. So if you want to use this like just in a place where you're not going to be disturbed and all that, and you just know maybe you might not have access to power, this still works. So while you wait at the lobby, sort of like the old 1 hour, 2 hours, a good bit can come up within that time frame. So this will make a lot of sense for you to carry around. And you have to be able to understand how to use it. The usage, very, very important. I've been with this wonderful piece of device for I think about maybe 2-3 weeks now. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. The learning curve has been interesting. You get to pick up a lot of things as we go by. Akai works with Ableton. So I think the relationship that went somehow, forcing Ableton, to come up with their own Ableton Push 2, did not completely go south. That's why you can see that even when Ableton, Akai still pushes out new products, you still see on it that it's got Ableton link. If you watch one of the video we did, when we did an unboxing of this particular device, it's got the Ableton link logo on it. That yes, you can still link this to your Ableton DAW, and I've tried it. Works perfectly fine. All I need to do is just make sure we're on the same network, and then I don't even need to connect a cable as long as we're on the same network. This guy he's got wireless, like the Wi-Fi, and it's got a Bluetooth on it and all that. It's a very good device. So all I need to do is just connect this one to. Funny enough, I even have my Splice account on it. Connected it with my Splice account. I can download a lot of my how do I put it? A lot of my samples and my beats. You know, I could download everything from my Splice. Everything is, you know, majority of them are already here. So it's easy for me to just, you know, link the Akai MPC Live to the Ableton Live. But then you still can't experience that seamless workflow when you're using it with the Ableton Live compared to when you're using Push 2 with Ableton Live. So tell people when you want to continue to do your review or your verses and all that, if you are the type that loves to make your beats, you know, you are the standalone guy, let us review the standalone devices for them. It would be nice to say maybe like this versus the MPC Live, the first one, or you want to versus this versus maybe like one of the native instruments that is standalone, if there is any, yes. Then you get, so if you're going to be comparing this guy, compare it with the Force. Like I said earlier, compare this with the MPC Force. Have you seen MPC Force? It's just like, you know, like a replica of this Push, and then it's got a lot. In fact, it's just exactly like the Push, but then rearranged. That's just what I'll say. It's got the 64 pad and all that, and rearranged. So very soon we're going to be doing a walk around of how to get this guy, you know, in motion, which is the MPC Live 2. Trust me, it's a wonderful piece of equipment again. And the Ableton Push 2 and the Akai MPC Live 2, there is no comparison. Let's be realistic, let's be honest, let's face that fact. Each is in a class of its own, and each has its own specific usage that will definitely beat the other hands down. So that's basically what's up. So that'll be all for now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and then see you in the next one.